That's the only time I like that Hall & Oates song, and it's because you guys are setting it off, and that means I know you guys are here and you're having a good time, okay? So thanks for all that love. Thanks for all that love, okay? But I'll just try and finish up what I'm saying about the situation here, right? They all have decided to risk their own safety a little bit here, okay? So unfortunately, yes, it was nice that they were able to push back games for Vancouver and everything. I'm glad they actually did that because I care more about the players than I do the season. But at some point, they got to get going. And that's just a reality. They got to get going. So, you know, in a way, it's actually beautiful that Vancouver got the win here tonight because straight up, to be able to pull through a situation like this and get yourself a victory, I mean, you got to think that that's got to be pretty good for their team morale right now. And they probably need something to feel good about. It's great the first game back like that, they go out and put up a win like that. And if we have to lose to some, because again, Leafs, we just love handing out, you know, mushy stories. That's what we do. We're suckers for good stories, guys. So David Harris, you want to call them the COVID Canucks? People were saying that's a little harsh if you ask me, but I know what you mean. I know you're not trying to be rude about it, but still, like, you know, a completely beat up team from the sickness, being able to rise up against the odds and take down the big bad Toronto Maple Leafs, #1 in the league, or not league, the division. Sorry. That's a good story. It's a good story. So I'm happy that the Vancouver guys are not letting this beat them down. I'm happy that they're rising above as humans, as people with lives. Respect to you, respect to the Vancouver fans in the chat, respect to the Vancouver fans watching this on YouTube later on, respect to anyone involved in the Vancouver Canucks, you know, and their fan base. You know, hey man, I'm glad things are working out. I'm glad it looks like they're going to be coming back strong. And if we got to lose to them, at least we only lose, we still get a point out of it. So as far as that is concerned, I don't think this needs to be considered some sort of hand-me-out game, or this doesn't need to be, you know, considered like, oh, how could you lose to such a crappy team? You know what? You play the Canucks next, okay? You play the Canucks next, Mr. Calgary fan, okay? Mr. Montreal fan, Mr. Boston fan. You play the Canucks next. Because this is the kind of thing that could light them up. It could fire them up. It could get them revved up. Any other analogy you want to say? This is exactly the kind of situation that a team like Vancouver could use and go on a bit of a tear here. I predict that this will not be such a bad season for them from here on out. They're going to put up some numbers in the next, let's say, 10 games. They're going to put up some numbers in the next 10 games that are going to get people to really turn their heads and be like, what's going on over there? Like, look at the way these guys have come back from this. Okay? That's what's going to happen. And then after 10 games, we'll see if the hype, the rush, the adrenaline of coming back so strong is actual skill, or if it's just riding high in emotion and that fizzles out eventually. Eventually you need the skill back to make sure you get it, okay? Hope he played the game of his life, guys. Let's be real. I mean, not the game of his life. I know he's played some monumental games, but still, like 39 shots in regulation, was it? Regulation and OT? Something like that? 39 shots from Toronto. And you guys saw, man, there was a lot of good opportunities for the Leafs. There was a lot of good ones. This is not one where the Leafs weren't finding offensive opportunities. Still don't like that power play, but that's a different story. We'll get to that in a little bit. But for the most part, like, they were putting up big offensive chances, and hope he got them through it. So you gotta admit that the Canucks played a great game, and that Holtby played a great game individually as well, even like individually better than the rest of his team. And if you can't admit that as a Leafs fan because you just want to blame your own team and just act like a bunch of whiny babies about it, okay? Grow up, okay? And if you're any of the other fans that are going to come at me, or any of my other fellow Leaf fans, my trubeleafers, if you will. God, that sounds so lame to say as a group like that. But if any of you are going to try to come at me and try to make me feel bad about this game, I'm telling you, it's just not going to work. So don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. It's not going to work. I'm happy for Vancouver. That was a nice game to watch. Some impressive performances. Sucks that my team lost. Oh, wait. I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were coming through with one, too. Well done, sir. Well done. I happened to just, for some reason, the sound got delayed a little bit on that one. I caught your name first. So I apologize that it didn't scare the crap out of me, much like the earlier ones did, but there it is. All right. So yeah, so it sucks that our team lost. It does, but they were better. They played a better game, and they're gonna, if they play like that again against anybody else, I dare them to win too. Okay, because they were fighting hard. They didn't want to quit, and you gotta respect that. You got to respect that. Okay. As far as the goals against us, I mean, first one, soft one on Jack. Kind of, I mean, it is a shot, you know, wide open. There's nobody interfering. It's a one-on-one opportunity, and it's a shot from about the hash marks, maybe a little bit higher than that. You know what I mean? Face off dot, you know, or face top of the circle, something like that. That first one on Campbell. So maybe other goalies would have had that. But again, guys, he's not a starting goaltender. I've said this. I said he could be, but we haven't seen that yet. So for now, you have to treat him like a backup. And he's a backup that is filling in for our starter. So he's allowed to have one softie a game. I don't care how bad it is. It could be the worst, softest goal ever. He's allowed to have one a game, every game, because he's not getting paid the millions that Anderson's getting paid. Why are you going to expect the guy making minimum wage at McDonald's to make sure that the whole franchise works well? You know? What are you talking about? You need to go to the CEO. You need to go to the president. You need to go to the other employees above them, the managers and stuff, right? You don't go to Jack Campbell, guy making like, I don't even know what, but you know, compared to Anderson, come on. Can't blame him is all I'm saying for a 1-goal game. Then you have the second one. I mean, that's a pure defensive lapse right there. And the thing is, I feel bad for Hall on that one. Because that second one, Hall had a man tied up in front. There was 2 guys in front. Hall had his one covered. Okay, theoretically, you could argue that Hall was supposed to have the other guy covered since he's closer to the crease, like deeper down in towards the zone. And Matthews should have had the guy that Hall had. The reality was, though, however it went down in the seconds beforehand, okay, whatever went down in the seconds beforehand, Hall ended up having a guy covered. And if you have a guy covered, you shouldn't sacrifice that to try and cover another one. You got one at least, right? And the thing is, Matthews is there. Matthews knows that that guy's a threat beside him, but he waited till the puck got passed before he tried to tie him up. He was close enough. If he had just gone straight to him, ignored where the puck was, like I keep telling you guys, stop puck watching. If he had just went straight to the man, ignored what was going on here, and tied up his dude, no way they're scoring that goal. So that second goal wasn't Campbell's fault. No way. They need to do way better in front of the net, like I keep saying, and nobody believes me. So here I am in my basement still. Maybe someone can reach out to Keith there. Maybe someone can reach out to, I don't know who, what. Okay, where, why, and when. I don't know. But reach out to somebody and tell them that Ryan over here is right, talking about defense. And that's just it, all right? And now that third goal, the overtime goal here, at that point, we're talking about a pattern. And the pattern is shoot first on Campbell, top of the circle to the hash mark, somewhere in there. Because even in the last game he played, he let in 1 or 2 of those, didn't he? So it's becoming a pattern. And when something, no matter how difficult it might have been to score the first time against a goalie in a particular way, once you've done it once, and then twice, and then 3 and 4 and 5 times, as a goaltender, you got to start covering for that. You got to be expecting guys to do that to you. I mean, it's what we talk about with the stupid NHL 21 game all the time, right? How do they keep falling for a cross crease like they've never seen it before in their life when it's already happened 3 times in that game alone? They don't learn, right? This is what I'm saying. He needs to be that third one, the game winner. It is on him because he's got to realize that they're picking him apart now. They're starting to figure out a weakness. These multiple teams that if they sneak in on the rush, if they get that opportunity, which by the way they shouldn't have to begin with, but I digress. From where the shot was taken, that's supposed to be more of like a desperation shot, you know? These 2 tonight where they were shot from, the first and third, that's supposed to be more of like a get one on net so that maybe we get a rebound. I'm telling you, these guys aren't expecting to score that, but you take the shot because even if you miss the goal, you might get a nice rebound at that angle, kicking in on the rush. You go in, you hopefully have a guy streaking down the side and you bang home a rebound. That is a play. That is an actual hockey play. And I don't know if a lot of you guys know that. Okay, sometimes you're trying to shoot for the goalie so that maybe he drops it in front of him and your other guy swoops in and takes it and scores. That's a play. And I think that that's what they were trying to do in both cases in this situation. Only Campbell didn't stop him. Campbell didn't stop the shot that they were expecting him to stop. And I mean Vancouver. Vancouver was expecting him to stop those. So, I mean, look, Jack's got to get right in his head. This is what I was worried about with him. And I'm not saying that it's still even proven. It's just showing that's the trend. The trend is he's starting to get into his own head. He's never had to hold the pressure of a team like this for an extended period of time. And he's psyching himself out. He's psyching himself out. So I wouldn't put him fully at blame for this game. I'm not trying to do that at all. I'm just trying to do a breakdown of each play here, each goal, right? And that's what it is. 2 are probably on him, which means we forgive 1, because that's the rule. 2 are on him, but as the backup, we forgive 1 every game, right? 1 over here, we talked about that. We forgive it, we take it away, 1 over here, right? And then the other one is the Toronto defense, right? Matthews. Well, like, that's what I mean. It's not a defense man. It's the defensive part of the team. Matthews needed to have his guy covered there. And because he didn't, because he was puck watching, again, the way these guys do, all of them at times, puck watch, that's what happens. You miss the pass attempt, whatever like that, you could have him tied up, you could be in front of him, you could be nudging him out of the way long before that pass even gets there. If you're looking at the player and not the puck. You still want to know where the puck is. I'm not saying just stare at a guy's chest, you know what I mean? And like never look at what's going on. But what I'm saying is until you get there, right? Get there first, keep your eye on him, cover your man, then deal with what's going on. You know? Because at that moment, it shouldn't matter where the puck is. All right, so that's the 3 goals in my opinion on what's going down here. And I think Vancouver played a really solid game. No disrespect, they hung in there, man. They hung in there, and you got to give them credit for that. It sucks that all these good stories keep happening against my team. I'm telling you, it sucks because I want to be happy about these stories, but it's always the blue and white on the other side of them. So it's a little frustrating, okay? But other than that, I'm happy with what I saw. Now I want to know if you guys are happy with what you saw, okay? And once again, if you're watching this on YouTube, I mean, I don't know what to say. You're missing it, man. Live, twitch.tv, trubeleafer/trubeleafer. The link is down below. Quick before you go, I want to remind you, I'm also on Twitch after every Leafs game just talking about what happened. It's seriously blowing up way bigger than the gaming stuff, so if you like NHL but you also like talking hockey, come on out after every Leafs game, only on Twitch.